As we approach the 2027 general election, it is important to take a look at some of the crucial issues that affect the states of our nation. My name is Adekunle Adibanjo. This is States of Our Nation, and tonight we'll be examining the incident that happened in Benue over last week. With me tonight, I have Mr. Maxine Nambo, a public affairs author and publisher. You're welcome, Mr. Maxine.
My pleasure.
Okay, this is State of the Nation, and we are going to be examining a lot of things concerning what has happened in Nigeria recently. You're aware of the very recent thing that happened in Benue State concerning the killing of over 200 people, as the report states. And recently, the president was also there to show concern for the loss and at least make a way forward as to what is to be done. You know, in your own opinion, how would you assess the government's response to the killings, and what do you think they could do differently to address this issue?
Thank you very much, Adekunle. My heart first and foremost goes to the people of Benue State, the government, and people of Benue State. What really happened last week is what we need to condemn in totality. It's inhuman, unacceptable. Let me start by telling you that I think this is about sixth or seventh day to the Israel-Iranian war.
In the Middle East.
In the Middle East. I don't think with all the missiles thrown at each other, the casualty, the death toll, I don't think the death toll is up to 200.
Let's even assume it's up to 200. Is that a justification for what we have in Benue
with
right
all
now?
the sophistication,
yes.
The death toll, I doubt, is in Iran and Israel. I don't think the death toll is up to 200. But in a day, wake up with your family, all is well. The next thing you heard about is people surrounding you, burning people alive, shooting and killing. Is unacceptable, and it should be condemned by everybody.
Absolutely. Now, how do you assess the government's response to the killing?
This has been a long-standing issue because Benue has been in the news for this brutality. Yes, part of Kaduna, Plateau, Enugu, this has been in the increase. But thanks be to God, that of Kaduna is subsiding, and where we're having this issue now is Benue. And
this is the North Central?
North Central, yes. And some people allude this conflict to herders, farmers, land grabbing, you know.
You have a different opinion?
Yes.
So what is it you want to share with us?
Yes, this is what I want to share. If you're talking about intercommunal clashes, I want to believe the last spot that this ugly incident took place is a thief community, and I don't think they share boundary with any Fulani person or Hausa. How they getting me is with other ethnic nationalities.
Yes,
and you don't hear them having conflict with those ethnic nationalities. It is because from all the feedback we are getting, they say they are unknown gunmen. Some say they are headers. Some say so. It has gone beyond what you and I are thinking, that it is a communal clash, it is this. No, I want to believe.
But the villagers that saw these men that perpetrated these dastardly acts said they saw Fulani herders carrying out this attack, this strategic killing, or whatever you can call it. They were very confident about what they saw. So it is an eyewitness report. It is not just about gainsaying. Are you saying right now we don't know who did these things?
My brother, when you talk about Fulani, get this straight. We have Fulani from Mali, from Chad, and what have you.
Mm.
And if I can quote the governor very well, the governor made mention of external Fulanis, of academy, that invade those communities. Because I want to believe, if it is the well-known Fulanis within that locality, they will tell you that, oh, I know this person, I know this person. They can figure out, but they don't know these very people. I want to believe these are the people that came in largely due to some support. I believe because they cannot just invade a community without a support base.
Okay, that's your opinion. How do you assess the government response so far? There's been stories about how they tried to get the police very close by to intervene. They didn't come until very late. And the reasons, according to some of the eyewitnesses, was that from an amateur video we saw online, was that the police were occupied by these same gunmen. And then they delayed them. Some, they had themselves in portion. Some part delayed the police and made sure they didn't come. They couldn't rescue people, while the other were busy slaughtering the villagers or the community people. So what do you think the response, the call? Somebody must have called somebody else and said, please, we're in trouble here. And then the response and the aftermath. How do you see the aftermath, the decisions taken by the government so far? What do you think?
It is quite pathetic, very, very pathetic, in the sense that I want to believe the security architecture put in place in Benue and all those communities that have suffered these setbacks. We have the defense. When I mean the defense, the army, the air force, and the navy in those communities, and also the paramilitary, the police and the paramilitary, which I believe they have their surveillance team that are supposed to get the information about the movement of these criminals before they even attack. So I want to believe from the security side, they have done their homework, but there is laxity in taking action. Because whatever happened in Benue, the governor will tell you he has to, whether the governor talks to the police commissioner, he will say, okay, they have to receive command
directly from IG.
From you understand? And
so what are you suggesting? You're suggesting state police? The president also mentioned it. Are you two in the same line?
No, I won't go with state police 100%.
Okay, why?
Because if we go with state police, like someone will say, if you are a medical doctor and your mother is admitted and need to go into surgery, the advice is you're not supposed to go there, because you'll be very, very meticulous in trying to make sure that nothing bad goes wrong with her. Or be getting me. Now, if we accept, because there's this clamoring for state police. If we have state police, if I am from Adamawa,
yes.
If I'm coming to Gombe, the way the police in Gombe will treat me, I'll be getting me, no matter how minor the offenses, will not be the same way the police in Adamawa will treat me. Are you getting me? So we should have a neutral police force that are well equipped, that are professional to the core to get the right result.
How do we do that? Haven't we been doing that with Nigerian police? What is missing? What you think we can do better?
That's what I'm telling you.
You think we are under police, or you think we don't have enough equipment?
If I hear people say our security is overstretched, I laugh at it. We are not overstretched, sir. If the military formation,
in a country where you have 200 million people, you have less than 500,000 policemen, is not under-policed?
Sir, if you move to all the military formations and the barracks, you move around, you see the number of men on ground. I'll be getting me. Then you will understand what I'm saying.
Does that equate to the number of Nigerians available? The United Nations recommends that you have one police to, I think, about 50 or 100 people. If you divide 500,000, or let's say even 2 million, by 200 million, what does that give you on an average, one per security people? Because when you put police, army, the navy, everybody together, we're still less than 2 million.
That is why I'm telling you the government need to do more. thank God that the president was there. He was not just briefed. He went there. Before going there, the chief of defense staff and the IG of police were on ground. And what hurts me here, this is not the first time. It's not just going there to sympathize with the people, because you must, who has been arrested? Who has been prosecuted?
Absolutely. I was going to come there. You kind of preempted me, because one of the questions he asked before he left, I was almost disappointed when he talked over a time and he was not talking anything about, he was not saying anything about the arrest and the way forward, you know, and the prosecution is not just arrest, because over the time we have had people that have been arrested in so many cases all over Nigeria. All the states of Nigeria since this year have faced one attack or the other. We have seen attacks in the south, we have seen attacks in the west, we've seen attacks in the north central, northeast, and northwest. So all of these attacks is being spiraled all over the nation, and we are yet to see one arrest or prosecution as we speak. What is happening? Do you think this Benue is just going to go the same way?
That is the laxity I'm talking about. And I want to believe the president, having gone to Benue and have seen what has happened, I believe he's coming back to Abuja is to take a decisive action on this. You see, you just look at it as invading, because as far as I'm concerned, that's invasion. You invade people's territory, and you slaughter them, disarm whatever you think they can have, whether it's a stick or what have you, because they came fully armed. Now, you see, that doesn't just rest on, because as far as I'm concerned, that's human rights abuse, because those people that are killed have the right to live. So killing them is on. That's an aspect of human rights abuse on its own. They need security, they need safety, and they need the right to live also.
If you were the chief of army staff today, or let's say you are the inspector general of police, what are the things that you will begin to do now? One, to ensure that these perpetrators are brought to book as soon as possible. Two, to ensure that this attack does not happen again, because we've seen videos whereby people are making some people are making statements saying, oh, this is just the beginning. So how do you handle those two things? One, the perpetrators are arrested and brought to book as soon as possible for justice for the slain, and number two, to ensure that this kind of attack does not happen again in Nigeria. What are the things you'll be doing if you were in charge?
Well, this has gone beyond the IG. This rests on the table of the governor. That is.
So if you were the governor, what will you do?
Thank you very much. And by extension, not just Benue State, but by extension, the country at large, where you have internal security architecture. That is where the role of the traditional rulers have to be identified. I hope you're getting me. Where, you see, there is no any given community. That is why, let me tell you, for you to know that when you just move and see a vast land, there is a boundary to that vast land you're seeing. When you're traveling on it, you know, when you're journeying to any part of the country, and you go on a stretch, 10 kilometers, 20 kilometers, you just see vast land without any structure, no building, and you think you can just. It is when you go there and erect a structure, you will know they are owners of that land. Because when you have a first class chief, you have other village heads, district heads that have boundaries. They have borders with all the community, surrounding community. So if you belong to community A, I belong to community B, and there's a strike in my community, I know my boundaries. From where do these people come from? How do they come from there? That's what I'm telling you. Internal policing.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Maxine Nambo. We've been talking to you on this program. We will never have enough time. We'll have to bring you back to continue this conversation. Thank you for coming tonight. And that is how it has been, you viewers. on states of our nation this evening. Thank you for joining us on this program today. The recent killing in Benue State is a stark reminder of the security challenges facing our nation. As we approach the 2027 general election, it is essential to prioritize the safety and well-being of all citizens. We've had thought-provoking discussions on the need for accountability, justice, and long-term solutions to address the root causes of these attacks. We urge our leaders to take concrete actions to protect civilians and promote peace and stability in our society. Monitor these developments and provide updates as we continue to approach the future for us. It's been a wonderful time with you today. I will look forward to seeing you guys same time, same place next week by God's grace. My name is Adekunle Adebanjo. See you another time, sir.